Welcome back to another episode of CDI. I'm Sweet Vega.
And I'm Jenny from the block.
Oh, Jenny, it's great to see you again.
It's good to not see you. I'm just kidding. It's good to see you again too, Mark.
First off, what the fuck are you wearing?
What's wrong with what I'm wearing?
I don't know. Just showing so many shapes.
Our producers complimented it.
I know, they didn't even compliment. They didn't even care to compliment me as soon as I went in. They all went straight to Jenny.
It's because you look like a hot mess.
Bitch.
Mark always looks like he just rose out of bed.
That's because I do.
I told him, I was like, when are you going to get a haircut? You knew we were filming today and you came looking like a hot mess.
Listen to me.
His hair's all fucked up. It looks like he literally woke up 2 minutes beforehand, threw something on and called it a day. With his little red eyeball. If you watched last week's episode, you know what I mean.
It's so bad. I still have that viral infection. This is why I've been wearing glasses, y'all. I don't know if you guys ever noticed. I feel like I look great with glasses.
Or are you just too poor to afford contacts?
This is getting so personal, Jenny.
Well, Mark, you know what? I've just had it with you. Like, you've just been giving me the ick with your outfit. So you know what? We're just going to skip on over to the guest that we are going to be providing you guys today. Mark, vete.
Right now?
A la verga.
¿Por qué?
A la verga.
Ah, crap.
Since I'm kicking out Mark, I wanted to introduce our special guest, Max.
Max?
Well, Max, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Well, so it's a pleasure that you're in LA with us. Tell us, where did you originate from? I know you mentioned a city on the East Coast. It's like northeastern.
Southeast. So I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, wonderful. So what made you want to come to LA?
Yeah. So if anyone knows anything about Charlotte, North Carolina, which to be honest, I wouldn't expect anyone to, but it's a nice city. Like, it's a great place to live, raise a family. It's, growing, but I felt like for personal reasons and for professional reasons, LA would be just a better environment. I think personally, I just wanted to grow and get outside of my hometown. I think if anyone's, lived in their hometown their whole life, you always kind of feel like you can be a little bit, just overcrowded with, family and people's expectations from high school and when you were younger. So I just wanted to grow personally, and then professionally, I'm a journalist. I cover entertainment and sports. And so what better place to be than LA if you want to, be in the media business and cover entertainment. So that's what brought me here.
So what made you want to become a journalist? And can you tell the guest your portfolio of journalism?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the second one's gonna be a long answer. So I'll answer the first question. What made me want to become a journalist? It's actually funny. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be on Disney Channel and do the whole wand thing.
Oh yes, those were the days. The little.
Yeah, I'm on Hannah Montana, and you're watching Disney Channel. I wanted to do that. So anyway,
and you still can, baby.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, and had kind of the speaking skill and being able to communicate well and write and do all the things that are good in acting. But my passion for that career path had sort of waned a little bit, and I wanted to try something else. And so when I got to school, I was like, I can be on the radio or do, broadcast news or something like that. Something similar, a little bit adjacent to acting, but not quite that. And I went to school for journalism. Long story short, finding my way a little bit, I, landed in my first journalism job in 20. I graduated in 2016, got my first real journalism job in 2020 at this small online site called Cardinal and Pine. Then a couple years after that, I got to where I am now, which is a nice company called Axios, where we cover all types of stuff, but I have the pleasure of covering entertainment and sports, and really enjoy my job, and I enjoy getting to have cool experiences and meet cool people. And
who was your Who is the best person that you've interviewed so far?
I would say the coolest, or the fangirling moment. I will say, I'm gonna just lump in the general experience of working award shows. So this is my last February was my first like time doing any award shows. So my first award show ever was the Golden Globe, and I've done several shows since. And when you're a journalist at an award show, like, it's very insane because you're basically on the red carpet where the celebrities come in, like Oprah and Taylor Swift and all those people, and then you're just trying to get them to come to you and like answer your questions, and it's a madhouse.
So how do you call them? Do you have the cat call them like, "Hey, mommy,
Literally.
get back on"?
literally you are like yelling at them, like Timothy Chalamet's walking by, and I literally have a video of me like screaming his name to like, and he like turns around and stuff. But like, it's that kind of thing at award shows. So
so you have to. So they don't come to you by like their publication. You have to call out to them.
Yeah,
and get their attention.
So it depends. It depends. So with a lot of times, if they're walking just on the carpet by themselves, or with like, you know, they might have a couple people with them. A lot of times they're just kind of walking into the room or whatever, or they might interact with the people on the carpet. Some people have a publicist with them that will bring them to you as a journalist, and a lot of times like that can be a little crazy because you're pretty much at the publicist's discretion. So it's like if they'll bring the person to whoever like they basically think is like worth the celebrity's time or whatever. So that can be interesting, but yeah, some of them don't have any PR with them, so they're just walking and you're like just trying to like get them to you know come over and talk to you. Yeah, but I mean it's crazy because like it's one of those things where you can never, you have to just you have to be delusional a little bit. Like you have to be like, oh yeah, like Oprah's gonna come over, or you know,
we love delusional here.
Yeah, Harry Styles is gonna definitely come and talk to me, because you never know. Like I've seen people like get really big people to like come and like speak to them, and it just depends on the situation. And
do you have your questions mapped out ahead of time, or it's just on the spot?
You try to. It's very hard because again, like being delusional, right? Like you might have questions planned for you know, let's say it's the Emmys, right? And I know the cast of the Bear is going to be there because they win all the awards. So I know when I'm going to ask somebody like Iowa Debris or Jeremy Allen White if he were to come up to me. But if somebody like Tom Cruise was there, you know, and I'm not expecting somebody of his stature to come and talk to me, but again, being delusional, like I have to kind of be prepared for it. So if he does, you're sort of like making something on the spot, but you also might have those questions ready at the same time. And you also, it's all really about pulling in your pop culture knowledge, like all at once too. So you kind of have to remember, okay, what happened recently? Like what was he involved in? What projects does he have coming up? And it's really like quick thinking. So
how's Scientology?
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, you jumped off the, you know, thing at Paris for the, like, or the Hollywood Hills or whatever for the Olympics, like whatever. I don't know. It's just,
did you break a leg?
Yeah, right. It's a little bit of just pulling from recent memory, but also, you know, for the most part, you kind of know who you're going to see there. So you try to have stuff prepared too.
Like, yo, lip.
It's, yeah.
How's it going with Rosalia?
Right. It's a lot. And you see so many people that, you know, it's, yeah, you just have to have a good pop culture mind, I would say.
So who is like your biggest idol that you've met so far, or that you want to meet in the future?
Great question. So I can't think of, I would say I wouldn't call him my idol, but there was a situation where I got to interview Steve Harvey in person. That he was doing a show at the Almava. For people that live in LA, you know, like that's the casino out here. So that was cool because it was really personal, and I got to really kind of spend time and talk to him a little bit, and just I wouldn't call him my idol, but like seeing somebody like that famous in person, like that up close, and you get to talk one-on-one, like that was really cool. Who I want to interview, like my dream person is Zendaya for a lot of reasons. Mostly being just because I've always been like impressed with her, like, you know, both professionally and personally. I think she's just a really dynamic, interesting person. And I think she doesn't do a lot of interviews, but the ones that she does do are always really in depth and really just really cool. Like she's just a really great example of like what a celebrity should be, I think. And I think it would be an amazing privilege to get to talk to her in any capacity. So
Have you ever had a celebrity where you were turned off by how rude they were?
So that is a great question. So,
Because, like, I know when you work in that field, like, me, I worked in private aviation for 5 years, so I got to meet a bunch of different celebrities.
yes.
They're like, oh, I love this person. You meet them, you're like, oh, fuck that. Trash.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, in my line of work, a lot of times these interactions are very short, and they're also a lot of times there's other people around when you talk to them. So imagine like it's almost like you're doing a job interview, but you have 5 minutes and your mom and like somebody else important is like also there. So in that situation, like 9 times out of 10, you're not going to say anything rude. You're not going to like do anything crazy. So that's what like 99% of the time the interactions are like. So when people ask me if I have bad experiences, most times I don't, because again, like they're with, you know, a PR person, or even if it's like a virtual interview, like there's like 5 PR people on the call. They know that you're in the media. They know it's recorded, right? So, you know, they don't want to get canceled or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
They pick and choose their words.
Yeah, so it's I've never had a bad interaction with anybody like doing my job. And even like outside of the job, I've been fortunate. I think even when I've bumped into celebrities, like, you know, in person at events or at, you know, just in the wild, I've had some like people that are kind of more standoffish, but never rude. So thankfully.
Yeah. I'd say reality stars are a little more cattier.
Yeah.
Reality stars, like older celebrities that have been in the industry for a while,
Yeah.
they're a little nicer, but like some up and coming new ones, they have like that entitlement because they just made it big.
Yeah.
So those ones are the ones that typically used to give us issues
Really?
in private aviation.
That's interesting.
I just came into some money, now I think that I'm like worth everything.
Yeah.
That type of mindset.
Give us some examples. Who?
I can't say names.
We'll bleep it. I'll bleep it. Don't worry.
No, there's just one that like really has always rubbed me the wrong way.
Who is it? Lil Pump?
No, I don't know why. She's like a fan favorite to the media. I get why, because like the whole tragedy went down with like the helicopter situation, but she's a fucking bitch.
Who?
Basketball widow.
Oh. Is she really?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
I did not know that. I never could have caught that.
Oh, the epitome of entitlement.
That's interesting.
I don't know. That's just like, oh, the media makes her look like, oh, pity her. She's such a great person. He was a good person. She was not.
That's interesting. It's funny you mentioned reality stars. I did the People's Choice Awards, and there were a lot of reality TV stars there, and I got to meet like JWoww and the situation from Jersey Shore, and like some people that were like that just from shows that I watched, and a lot of them were like super chill. Like that was kind of refreshing to see, like how like nice they were. Like they came up, they were just like vibing out. It was sort of weird to see like how much they've grown and how much older they've gotten. And then at People's Choice too, there's like a lot of they invited a lot of like TikTok stars and people and like newish celebrities, which was a little bit controversial. That's a different story. But
I know there's like a big controversy around like them getting
was.
invited to award shows.
That was the thing. That was at the People's Choice Awards, and yeah, there was a lot of TikTok people on the red carpet, and they were kind of sitting amongst like Billie Eilish and like big celebrities, and it was just their reaction was like, what? And yeah, so that was interesting. But it's an interesting dynamic seeing like reality stars and like bigger celebrities compared to like TikTok and newer celebrities.
But I feel like now, like in this generation, like people like put more like TikTok and Instagram people on a pedestal over like actual celebrities, because like you don't really hear like kids say like, oh, my favorite like person is like Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Aniston. It's like, oh, I like Addison Rae, or I like this TikToker.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Kai
like
Cenat.
this, that, and the third. And it's like, oh,
Did you say Kai Cenat? Kai Cenat called me out once. You know that?
I did not. I need to.
I will show you that video. I did a video for Jubilee. Kai Cenat called me a bitch. He dead ass did. I'll show you the video, man.
Please. That's so.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it just makes me think about like where a celebrity is like going. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know, and no shade to anybody that's an internet star, but like I said, people that are just famous purely off of the internet and they've never done a movie or TV show. It's like so interesting to see their how that celebrity is treated by brands and everything compared to like the traditional. It's all about like social media currency, right? Like if somebody with a Grammy and somebody that's got, you know,
like 7.5 million.
Right. It's like, okay, you have more followers, so we're gonna go to you. So it's yeah.
You know, it's crazy. I think one time I was out at like some event in like Hollywood, which I don't really go to that often. For the first time ever, somebody's like, how much following do you have? Like, what's your content like? Like, what's your niche? And I was like, I don't fucking know. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm not really about that life.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll post like on occasion here and there, but I don't think I really like go, oh my God, so my niche is going to be travel and beauty, guys.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I just post whatever the fuck I want to post.
I'm just here for the vibes.
You'll see me post when I go on vacation and like post vacation photos. So I guess that's my vibe and niche.
Yeah.
But as far as everything else, it's like, I don't really have like a specific like niche or vibe that I'm going for.
Yeah.
It's just whatever I feel like posting.
You're just living.
I'm just living. Like, I'm not trying to make it like aesthetically pleasing or any of that. Like, I don't have time for that. Go on vacation and me and Mark like doing this for fun because we enjoy it.
I'm interested to see like where this whole thing is going.
It's crazy from seeing it as a child, like A-list celebrities, to like, wow, people can become famous on the internet. My cat actually went viral.
Your cat went viral?
Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to update you. So I posted a TikTok. No, it's like some voiceover that some vice president JD Vance was like, the country's like run by miserable cat ladies or something like that. And I just posted a video randomly with my cat like laughing at the whole like voiceover because he, at perfect timing, I called his name and he made like a doofy face like with his little tongue out and looking like all shocked about like what just took place. And I got 2.3 million views.
Oh, that's sick.
And like almost 200k likes and like a bunch of like shares, almost 200k shares. I was like, for my fucking cat?
That's insane.
I was like, my freaking cat. I was like, well, someone's got to pay the bills.
Yeah, that's insane. I see a lot of like pet content on my For You page, and you can just film your cat doing anything at this point, and it's gonna blow up.
I was like my cat out of everybody. I was like, and it, okay, so as a cat mom, or no, I would say as a pet parent, you always have like the obedient child and like the child that just never listens, or like one that's close to you and one that like isn't that close to you. Me and my cat, well, the one that I filmed, have a love-hate relationship. Some days he likes me, some days he doesn't, and most of the time he's like introverted and wants to be by himself. But that day he was being loving and cute, so I made a video, and it went viral, guys.
What breed of cat do you own?
I have one orange cat that looks like Garfield.
Yeah.
A big, fat, chubby thing. He's like 25 pounds. He's like a loaf. And then I have a Fire Point Siamese.
Okay. I was going to say the orange cats are like
the most sociable cats ever.
They are, and I think they also just have like cats are a great niche and a great way to go viral online. But like, there's also a subsection of orange cat lovers that like.
I've noticed. I've seen a lot of
a
orange
thing.
cat videos. And I was like, dang, my Garfield needs to go famous. He loves doing crazy stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like Winter, I'll catch him once in a while, but he doesn't really like to be social.
yeah.
But yeah, I have an orange one and then a Fire Point Siamese. He's like a cream color with like little orange like highlights
nice.
throughout his hair and like blue eyes.
I thought Winter was a tabby.
No, I looked online. He's a Fire Point Siamese.
But Garfield's a tabby.
Garfield's a tabby.
Mhm.
But I guess a Fire Point Siamese is an orange cat mixed with the Siamese, and then they made that cat.
Mm.
I didn't know that either till somebody pointed it out on TikTok. I was like, oh, I thought I just got some random cat off the street.
I got a street cat.
I was like, because I found him, and I was like, oh, well, I guess the cat that I found is like a rare breed.
Where'd you find a cat?
Winter? I found Winter in the parking lot of a school.
Wow.
And then Garfield, one of my nieces, found him in South LA. On a street, like, I don't know.
So you got street cats. I get it.
I like reclamation projects, apparently.
What's that term on TikTok? It's like the cat distribution system.
Oh, yeah, the cat distribution system chose me
Yes.
once. And then it chose my niece, but she didn't want a cat. And she's like, I got this for you. And I was like, I'll take it. Give me 14 of them. I've been fighting the urge to get another one. Since I have you here, I know you're always the one that's interviewing people. So I want to be the one to interview you for once and put you in the hot seat.
Let's do it.
I have a question for you. Have you ever heard about a subreddit? It's called Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
What would be your best response to this question? So there is a Reddit that says, am I the asshole for calling out my boyfriend's porn use?
No, I don't think so.
It says 29-year-old female, 32-year-old boyfriend. Now we have been together for 4 years now. We have a baby together and one on the way. I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy, and while my sex drive isn't through the roof, it's definitely there, as is my need for intimate connection with my boyfriend. He has always told me how much he loves my pregnant body and how sexy he finds it. When we have sex, it's amazing, but right now it's every once a week or 2 times a week. He has gone through times telling me that he has a super high sex drive, and other times telling me that he has none. I try to respect it, despite my want for more because he works a ton and is very busy. I know when I'm very stressed and tired, sex isn't always what I want, and I'm tired and I go to bed. Let me preface this by saying we have an open phone policy and we are allowed to look through each other's phones. It may not be normal or work for everybody's relationship or situation. Sorry, I don't have my glasses today.
It's okay.
Lately, I have felt like he has no sexual interest in me and he doesn't initiate sex hardly ever. I brought this up to him very calmly and we quickly had a conversation about it. He told me that he's not interested in anybody else. He finds me very attractive and he's just stressed with work, tired, and we both go to bed around 10 p.m.-ish. I ask him if he's masturbating. He tells me no, because he has no sex drive right now. All of that is understandable to me and I brush it off. Tonight, this is a really long one.
That's a long question.
Am I the asshole for calling him out about his low sex drive and watching porn? Please help. Assuming since she's pregnant, he's working, they're not really doing it as often. So he's probably like in the bathroom masturbating. And I guess she feels like he's not being intimate with her and probably feels like unloved or unwanted. What type of advice would you give this person?
So definitely, like I said, no, like that's not something that anyone should feel bad about bringing up, right? Because you should want to feel wanted by your partner. That's what everyone wants.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think that the advice I would give would be to just like have an honest conversation about your needs, and whenever you hear people talk about the negative impacts of porn, it's always having to do with like the exact thing she's talking about, right? Like you're neglecting your partner, and it's, you know, it becomes more of a self-indulgent thing, as opposed to like, you know, sex should be something that, especially when you're in a long-term relationship, right? Like it's something that both people should be able to enjoy. So yeah, my advice would be if you have not already, just like address it and just allow it to be an open and honest conversation about each other's needs. So that way, you know, you can be on the same page at least through the rest of your pregnancy. And then, you know, because after that, like, it doesn't get easier, right? Like after that, like, you know, there's still changes your body goes through. You have the kid now, so now like
2 kids apparently.
2 kids. There we go. So now that's even makes it more harder to find the time to, you know, have sex. So yeah, like you have to have those conversations. You can't be afraid to have those conversations. They may be awkward, but you just have to go right in and do it, because at the end of the day, you know, if you don't, you're just going to be suffering longer, and it's going to make the problem worse. I want to know what you think, though. Like, this is like, especially because a woman asked, and it's like, you know, yes, I'm going to shut up now. I want to know Jenny's thoughts on this.
Well, I mean, when I read that, I was like, whoa. I was like, well, I mean, I feel like a lot of guys watch porn. I mean, women may not like it, but I guess I'd say I'd prefer him doing that over cheating.
That's an interesting perspective. I guess that when you put it that way.
I'm getting to the good stuff. But like for that lady, like the fact that she feels kind of neglected in that sense, like I get it, it happens. People work, people have jobs. But that's when you kind of have to take time out of your day to talk about that. Like, look, I feel like we're lacking in this area. Let's find a solution to make this area work again like we were before. Even though we're both busy, let's kind of set time aside for both of our needs. Like, I get that you're watching porn more. Well, that doesn't make me feel any better about myself. Makes me feel like you're looking at that because I'm pregnant. So let's come to a solution about this issue, talk it through, so we're both not resenting each other in the very end. Because I feel like a lot of times couples don't disclose like what's making them feel uncomfortable. Leads to resentment, more resentment, and then it's just like a big blow up argument in the very end. Yeah, I completely agree. I think just, again, it goes back to just being honest and being like, hey, like, this is what I need from you in this situation. Having that open communication is just better than letting it sit, no matter what the issue is. But. Yeah, and I know like when women are pregnant, they feel like vulnerable. They don't have like their former body back. I feel like they gain some pounds, and it's just probably not the most comfortable thing for them. So to find that, I bet it kind of makes her feel uneasy, like he's looking at something else.
I wonder, I'm going to take this conversation in a different direction, because I'm also curious to get your thoughts about this, because you said it's better than him cheating. Would you feel the same way if the category he was watching was like a different type of girl than what you look like?
Oh, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, I'm not blonde or a redhead. What the fuck? Or like, this is like a complete different ethnicity. Like, dang.
Yeah.
Am I not your type?
Yeah. I feel like that's like, if you have a girl that's cool with it, I feel like that's where they kind of draw the line in most cases, right? It's like, all right.
It's like, geez, Willikers, you're watching like older MILFs. We're watching like, I don't know, like something that looks completely far out from what I actually look like. Then it'd be like, so am I even your type? Like, why the fuck are you with me if this is the fantasy? You should be like be with the person who's your fantasy.
Absolutely.
So I feel like if you get the person that's your ideal fantasy and not what society tells you to date, you're more or less likely to not cheat, and you'll be happier because you're able to get what you actually want. Because I feel like a lot of people suppress what they actually want because society is telling them not to go for that type of person.
That is a astute observation. Yeah, I think even that's a big topic too. Even when girls talk about, oh, like, I look at what type of girls he follows, or like what type of posts he likes. Because if they don't look like me, then red flag. So,
we do.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Pro tip, fellas, like, make sure they hit a line.
No, because
don't follow IG models.
That's
also.
very true. when I first start talking to a guy, I get curious. I'm like, what type of people does he follow? What's he's interested in? Like, if it's something that's not me, I'm like, okay, like, this isn't gonna work. Kind of likes like blonde girls that have like huge BBLs, and I'm like the outlier with brown hair and no BBL and natural body. But I always do that too. I'm like, oh, he likes horrors. What the fuck? I'm like, oh, they're all chesty. Okay, I'm fine.
Okay, good. Yes.
I'm fine. Chesty,
I
dark
found a
hair.
breast man. Let's go.
I fit in. I found my people.
Yeah, there you go.
But if it's like something that's like completely random, or they're all like half naked girls, I'm like, ew, this man's a whore.
Yeah.
If that's what he likes,
He's for the streets.
it's for the streets. He likes that stripper look. Yeah, then that's where you draw the line.
I love it.
Well, I'm gonna save some of our questions for next time we meet. You heard it, guys. Next time we meet.
I get to come back. Yes. Let's go.
You're invited back. You're invited back to our studio, of course. And I hope the listeners got like a good understanding of your background, where you come from, and just know that you're able to make it by moving out of your city and getting out of your comfort zone and going after what you guys want. You came all the way from North Carolina. That's a big jump. And not a lot of people are able to do that. So kudos to you. And I know you're going to go far. I've seen your interviews. You're fabulous. You're very intellectual and very methodical with your questions. And I see you going to big places. Remember the little people.
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. I really appreciate that, Jenny. Thank you so much.
I'll send that to your boss.
Yes.
Give this man a raise.
We love it. Seriously, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to, you said everything perfectly, so I don't want to like go too much further, but I will say, if you are watching this and there's anything that you want to do, it doesn't have to be moving across the country, but even if it's something that is as easy as starting a podcast, which these days is very easy to do, but no, seriously though, like whatever you want to do, like don't let like doubt or worry or anything like that stop you. Like, just try it, and if it doesn't work, that's fine. At least you tried to do it. Don't live with regret. Go after it, and don't let I saw this quote yesterday, actually. It was like, some dreams do have expiration dates, not all of them, but some. And so, like, don't let time go by where you start to feel like, regret, or like, oh, what if I did this or that? Just do it. Just try it. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. At least you tried. So I'll leave you with that. I love it.
Okay. Don't forget to follow Max's Instagram right here, guys. We're going to put it down so you guys can follow him, see all the cool interviews, and maybe if you have dreams of becoming a journalist, feel free to DM him and ask him questions and see what path he took to get there.
And maybe one day he'll interview me.
Maybe. My DMs are open. I'm not a gatekeeper. I promise. I'll give you any advice or point you in any direction you need. So hit me up, please.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on next week's episode.
Bye.